Hello everybody and welcome to Kindwyn's Coastal Reads, and today I'm going to be reading you a little story from Hans Christian Andersen. So get ready and we will begin the story. This one's called The Naughty Boy by Hans Christian Andersen. Okay, The Naughty Boy. There was once an old poet, a very good old poet. One evening, as he sat at home, there was a dreadfully bad weather outside. The rain streamed down, but the old poet sat comfortably by his stove, where the fire was burning and the roasting apples were hissing. "There won't be a dry thread left on the poor people who are out in this weather," said he, for he was a good old poet. "Oh, open to me! I am cold and quite wet," said a little child outside, and it cried and knocked at the door, while the rain streamed down, and the wind made all the casements rattle. "You poor little creature," said the poet, and he went to open the door. There stood a little boy. He was quite naked, and the water ran in streams from his long fair curls. He was shivering with cold, and he had not been let in. And if he had not been let in, he would have certainly have perished in the bad weather. "You poor little creature," said the poet, and took him by the hand. "Come to me and I will warm you. You shall have some wine and an apple, for you are a pretty boy." And so he was. His eyes sparkled like two bright stars, and though the water ran down through his fair curls, they fell in beautiful ringlets. He looked like a little angel child, but was white with cold and trembled all over. In his hand he carried a lovely bow, but it looked quite spoiled by the wet. All the colors in the beautiful arrows had been blurred together by the rain. The old poet sat down by the stove, took the little boy on his knees, pressed the water out of the long curls, warmed his hands in his own, and heated sweet wine for him. Then the boy recovered himself, and his cheeks grew red, and he jumped to the floor and danced round the old poet. "You are a merry boy," said the old poet. "What is your name?" "My name is Cupid," he replied. "Don't you know me? There lies my bow. I shoot with that. You may believe me. See now, the weather is clearing up outside, and the moon shines." "But your bow is spoiled," said the old poet. And here's a picture. I love it when they put the pictures on them. Okay. "That would be a pity," replied the little boy, and he took the bow and looked at it. "Oh, it is quite dry, and has suffered no damage. The string is quite stiff. I will try it." Then he bent it and laid an arrow across, aimed and shot the good old poet straight into the heart. "Do you see now that my bow was not spoiled?" said he, and laughed out loud and ran away. What a naughty boy to shoot at the old poet in that way! Who had let him in the warm room, and had been so kind to him, and given him the best wine and the best apple. The good poet lay upon the floor and wept. He was really shot straight into the heart. "Fie!" he cried. "What a naughty boy this Cupid is! I shall tell that to all the good children, so that they may take care and never play with him, for he will do them harm." All good children, girls and boys, to whom he told this, took good heed of this naughty Cupid, but he still tricked them, for he is very cunning. When the students come out from their lectures, he runs at their side with a book under his arm, and has a black coat on. They cannot recognize him at all, and then they take his arm and fancy he is a student now. But he thrusts the arrow into their breasts. When the girls are being prepared for confirmation, he is also after them. Yes, he is always following people. He sits in the great chandelier in the theater and burns brightly, so that the people think he is a lamp. But afterwards they see their error. He runs about in the palace garden and on the promenades. Yes, he once shot your father and your mother straight into the heart. Only ask them, and you will hear what they say. "Oh, he is a bad boy, this Cupid. You must never have anything to do with him. He is after everyone. Only think, once he shot an old arrow at an old grandmama. But that was a long time ago. The wound has indeed healed long since, but she will never forget it. Fie on that wicked Cupid. But now you know him, and what a naughty boy he is." The end. And that is the story of the naughty boy from Hans Christian Andersen. And if you like the story, you can hit the like and subscribe button. And I will be back tomorrow with another fairy tale for you. And thank you for watching, and have a good night, everyone. Bye.